Wait.
The Miguel Colon show continued as he claimed yet another victory, leaving little doubt about his dominance this season. In the AM class, Zack Saunders was unstoppable as well, making it 3 wins in a row and slashing the points gap to just 13 behind Nathan Kretchmer. But all eyes now are on the pro class, where it's come down to a winner-take-all showdown. Allen and Carlos Ramos are separated by 1 point, with Edgar Ruiz just 4 behind, setting the stage for an epic battle as the TORQ SportsCar Series heads to its finale. We go green in Virginia, next, live on ASN. Our venue for this evening is the virtual Virginia International Raceway. Opened in 1957 and located in Alton, Virginia, VIR is a 3.27-mile road course known for its renowned technical challenges and picturesque setting. With 17 corners, the track features iconic sections like the high-speed uphill S's and the tight oak tree corner, which demand precision and bravery. After closing in 1974, VIR was revived in 2000 and has since become a premier venue for IMSA, SRO America, and club racing. Its blend of history, natural beauty, and demanding layout make it a favorite for racers and fans alike, earning its reputation as America's motorsport resort. The format for the TORQ SportsCar Series is as follows. We are finishing open practice now, which leads us into a 3-lap, 15-minute qualifying session to determine the grid for our 45-minute race. As the 6th season of the TORQ SportsCar Series concludes tonight live on the Automotive Sports Network. With Bryan, Sawyer in the production truck, and also next to me in the commentary box, my name is Josh Mertz as we welcome you to Alton, Virginia. As cameras all season on ASN, brought to you by Whiplash SimCams. Be sure to check them out at facebook.com/WSimCams. And thank you, Andrew Cardinale IV, for all of your camera support this season. As Mr. Bryan Sawyer, it is wonderful to be back tonight. I want to shout out Justin Robichaux covering for me a couple of weeks ago, and we have a championship battle again on an ASN show. Miguel Colon, Zack Saunders continued their win streaks a couple weeks ago, but Allen, Carlos Ramos, Edgar Ruiz, it's a winner-take-all for the Drivers' Championship. How are you, and what are your thoughts about tonight?
Yeah, Josh, we're on a pro and AM. Winner takes all almost. I mean, pros, AM's a little more separated, but pro is so close. I think we got 3 of them just right on top of each other. It's gonna be an interesting race tonight.
As let's take a look at some stats coming into.
That's right.
Wow!
We have things.
Context. Bryan told me to close my eyes in the pre-stream before we were going to look at this. Let's take a look at some stats. Coming into tonight's race at VIR, the top 3 in the Drivers' Championship. Allen, Carlos Ramos, Edgar Ruiz, separated by 4 points. And interesting that Ramos ran 1 more race, Bryan, but 0 wins for him and Ruiz. And we were just talking about the consistency, really, for all these guys. We talked about the Ricky Carmichael saying championships are won on the bad days. What were you saying about Allen? Earlier on, that he's had some terrible starts, but is somehow in the points lead.
Yeah, he's had 2 podiums and a win. Neither of the other 2. I mean, Ruiz has gotten 2 podiums, no wins. But I mean, the battle between Ramos and Allen is so close, and the stats are so skewed towards Allen. I mean, he's just had some bad weeks, and Ramos has been so consistent.
We talk about bad weeks. We talk about pressure to win a championship. We've said it all the time in NASA, of course. And currently in practice right now is, let's take a look. I'll finish my point about Allen in a minute. Let's take a look at the AM class. Got Nathan Kretchmer, Zack Saunders, Armando Arens. Now, it is a stretch for Arens to sneak this championship away. Zack Saunders as well. As I bring that up that way because with the AM class, like we've talked about, let's say these guys finish 1, 2, 3 in class, right? But they're 5th, 10th, and 15th. They get those 5th, 10th, and 15th points. So, Bryan, there is more to play for, more variables in the AM class, and it's looking good for Kretchmer, currently in practice. We were just talking about him. Or sorry, Saunders in 4th right now in practice.
Okay, yeah, I was going to say, he fell pretty far, but no, yeah, Saunders was up in 4th. He is still up in 4th. So, he could do it. I mean, he's been pretty good these last few weeks. He's got 3 wins under his belt.
For context, right now in practice, and of course we're talking about practice, but Saunders is 4th. Kretchmer 16th. So I reference they would get 4th and 16th place points. That's a huge points gap, and it wouldn't be 1st and 2nd points. They do things a little bit differently in the AM class. So we're going to end practice here shortly. Let's take a look at some programming notes on the Automotive Sports Network as we welcome in 2025, and there are some fun things planned. This is the final round for the TORQ SportsCar Series, but we do have the TORQ Endurance Series. That's going to be once a month on Saturday nights, the first round at the World Center of Racing, the Daytona International Speedway. And I learned that it is not conflicting with the iRacing Daytona 24, so that's great selfishly for me and my race team, as I can focus on driving instead of having to put the commentator hat on. We're going to have round 1 on the 11th. That's going to be 8:30 p.m. Eastern. You'll have myself and Bryan for that. You notice the iRacing Rallycross Strength of Field races. Brian's going to be handling those. And the NASA Rallycross Challenge, unofficially, as I'm still planning on writing a schedule, it's going to be February 23rd for Futures and Lights, 24th for Contenders, and the World Championship, not featured on the graphic, will be March 1st. But we've got some time until then. Bryan, we begin qualifying, and the first car on track looks like it is Josh Stoltz in the 77. As he enters turn 1, the horseshoe corner. Such a great track for sports car racing. I'll be completely honest, I'm not too super familiar. I've watched a couple of races, whether it was IMSA, modern IMSA now, or back in the American Le Mans Series days. And this track, it's an interesting one. We've got the S's on the left side of that graphic. It's a huge uphill climb, 1 lane. Don't make a mistake. Passing is going to be, it's impossible through this sector. And if you go off, you're going to hit the grass, and it is not going to be a fun time as we look at Stoltz here in the 77. At the top of the graphic, we've got where Oak Tree is. I don't know if the famous Oak Tree is still scanned in iRacing. It doesn't look like it is. I think it got struck by lightning. I think it was 2013 or 2014. It was an iconic tree. Had to get cut down. Everyone did not have a fun time, and it is gone on iRacing as well. And now down the massive back straightaway, we'll see some good passing down into 14 and 14A. They call it the roller coaster through 15, 16, 17, and Hogpen, ending the final corner. And one car that we don't have here this evening, and it is Miguel Colon. So
this section he's coming up into right now, I absolutely hate it. I'm fine with pretty much the rest of the track. It's this section. It is terrifying. I am so afraid to brake. I feel like I'm never in control of the car coming down this hill.
What cars do you drive here, Bryan?
I've won a couple F4 races here, and only really because I was slow and I stayed on the track, and everybody else didn't.
Isn't that where the cliche "slow and steady wins the race" comes from?
Yeah, a little bit.
A win's a win. So, Stoltz begins his first qualifying lap. Remember, 3 laps, 15 minutes, plenty of time. And for some of these guys, like Corey Allen, for example, like I was mentioning before we shifted to the AM class graphic, he was 8th in practice, and his title rivals 1st and 2nd. So if I'm Corey Allen, as soon as that checkered flag drops for that 3rd time lap, I'm ignoring Barney. I'm going to keep driving until the clock runs out, because something is missing from Allen. And with literally winner take all, like we had talked about, every point is important as we still focus on Saunders as Stoltz in the 77 as he heads to turn 11 and 12, Oak Tree hairpin in the Lamborghini. I don't think we've seen a Lamborghini in up front or in the championship at all. My mind's a little fuzzy. It's been 3 weeks. Bryan, let's take a look at the points. I know we obviously took a look at the points because of the championship battles, but let's refresh our memories. Corey Allen, Ramos, Ruiz. That's the battle for the championship. Colon, Delgado, top 5. Schofield, Coxon, Dime, DeLeo, Corrido, the top 10. And in the AM class, It
I'm
looks
trying.
like. It's okay. Take your time. Kretchmer, Saunders, Arens, Timms, Chang, Segenza, Vasquez, Fazillo, Ryan, Palermo. The top 10 there. Just to keep everyone updated on lap times as we come through while the graphic rolls through. We got Josh Stoltz, 1 minute 46.308. That's the benchmark. Let's take a look at the Teams Championship and the Manufacturers Championship really quick. Sim Racing PR, 1,100 points. That has been confirmed a while ago over
They've
Sim
locked
PR.
it.
WBM. Go ahead, Brian.
I was gonna say Sim PR has essentially locked it. Also, for a second, I believe all they need to have is one racer just show up tonight, and they've locked in P2.
Ramos, we can keep the graphic up. I'll just keep us updated really quick. Ramos, Allen, P2, Padavani, DeLeo, Requena for the first run so far. We took a look down the order on those teams championships. Let's take a look at the Manufacturers Championship, and then we'll jump back to qualifying. It's McLaren ahead of Porsche, Ford, Ferrari, Corvette, BMW. Lamborghinis has 230 points, but I haven't seen a Lamborghini. I think they've been in the lower positions, and then Mercedes-Benz in 8th. So, Zack Saunders goes to 3rd quick. Schlosser to 14th quick. That's a name I haven't seen in a while. He was running in NASA for a few races a couple years ago, I believe. Ruiz in 1st. Ramos, Saunders, Allen, Padavani, the top 5. And Corey Allen, 1 minute 45.811 for the points leader. Alex Rivera goes to 13th. We take a look at the Mustang in the 75 car around the Oak Tree hairpin. And I'm so excited for this race to see what's going to happen. Let's keep an eye on Allen. Ramos is finishing his lap, and Ruiz is going into Oak Tree hairpin. So Ramos out of the top 3 will be the first one to complete his second lap. So if we can shift to the 993, the Porsche, rounding 17 to 17A of Hogpen and down the front straightaway, what can Ramos do? Brian Coxon goes to 3rd quick in the 23, across the line for Ramos in the 993. Will he improve? 1 minute 47.0. I think he gave that lap up. He is now on his 3rd lap. Across the line, Allen, 1 minute 45.9. He does not improve. He drops to 6th quickest, Brian.
Yeah, and that's not what he's looking for.
Ruiz is off track on his 2nd lap, and he has to send it to the pit lane. But if he sends it to the pit lane, he would forfeit that 3rd lap.
He's on.
Ruiz.
He's staying on. He's still there.
He almost went down the pit lane, though, and I think he realized that if he would have pitted, it would have sacrificed that 3rd lap because it would have started the lap when he crosses the line. So now Ruiz he's not at full speed, so this is going to kind of handicap him for this 3rd and final lap, and he's on the back foot. He might be up by almost 2/10, but if Ramos and Allen get this right, Ruiz might be kicking himself.
What's super fun is if Ruiz holds and maintains P1, he gets the bonus points for pole, and that will tie
P2.
him and Ramos. Yeah, Ramos and him will be tied, and then between them, it's a winner-take-second or winner-take-all situation. And if Ruiz holds it, there's 1 point between 3 drivers.
This plot twist, I forgot to mention to everybody that, yes, there are the points for fastest lap and for pole. So this is spicy, and we haven't even gotten to the race yet. It's Cody Crosgrove to 3rd quick in the 018. Great run for the Canadian. Haven't seen him in a while, whether it's NASA or here at TORQ. And I'm taking a look at Corey Allen. He clobbered the curb in turn 17. He's going to come off the final corner. Where will the points leader end up on this final qualifying lap? He will cross the line in the 75. Will he improve? 1 minute 40. It doesn't count. He went off track.
Oof.
8th quick for Allen.
Well, while that's done, Josh, I want to look. Zack Saunders, he's in 6th. We got Nathan Kretchmer down in 10th. I don't know if that's will be enough of a gap. 54 to 46.
Ruiz across the line. 1 minute 45.6. He does not improve. But crucially, Ramos and Allen done with their qualifying runs. And now what those two are wishing, Brian, is somebody dethrones Ruiz.
Exactly.
Delgado off the road in the 03. Just a pinch in the Corvette. Through the final couple of corners off the track, nearly Sandoval to 7th. He pits in the 03. Where's Coxon? Let's pick him up in the McLaren, currently sitting in 5th. And he is in Oak Tree hairpin right now, so he's going to head down the back straightaway. And he's got 1 lap left. So will he play spoiler in the 23 in this qualifying session? Sandoval's going to have 1 lap left as well. Padovani's done with his run. Kretchmer's done with his run. Saunders in 6th for the AM class battle. Kretchmer in 11th. As Coxon will have 1 lap left. Let's take a lap on board the McLaren, Bryan, and enjoy the VIR circuit. Odell, I have to interrupt. Michael Odell has gone P1 by 0.01 of a second. That is huge for the championship because Ruiz, everybody's done with their laps, Bryan.
Yeah, that's the difference between Ruiz. I mean, needing 1 position on Allen, or 2 or 3 or 4, depending on what it is.
Wow.
Michael Odell with the upset. Loving it.
Ruiz was going to be 1 point away, and now he's back to 3 points. It would have tied them. Coxon is fully committed in the 23. He was right sides off at the end of the S's. A little bit wide on Oak Tree Apex, utilizing all the curb in the AstroTurf. Now down the back straightaway. So the pressure's off Coxon for the championship, but the pressure's still on to make sure he can solidify a better qualifying position, currently sitting 6th in the McLaren. Is down the straightaway into the roller coaster. And it's a blind corner over the crest. Can't really see where you're going. You have to be committed on feel. Through 15, 16, 17, left and right. And what will Coxon do? Fully committed. Car complaining on acceleration. What a beautiful circuit. Here in the forests of Virginia and across the line. Coxon, I think he went off. He's giving it up. And he parks the finish line, not even to complete his lap. So, Michael Odell. That was Michael Odell's first lap, by the way. He's going to cross the line to end his second lap. 1 minute, 45.426. That's impressive.
Yeah.
For the 97.
Both those laps are P1 laps.
So, we look at John Daniels in the 02. That's a name I haven't recognized. I believe he was running maybe in Suzuka.
I think here's a name
currently
you don't recognize, Josh.
Matthias Ezekiel Macromini. Ran a couple races in the middle of the season, I do believe. Just the weekly update from me as to, let's see. Let's go top drivers in our spreadsheet here. And just to update everyone, 90 drivers have scored at least 2 points this season. Incredible growth for the TORQ team. Talked to Ethan Halsey right before, always pops up into the box. Have a conversation with us, Bryan, and the growth of that we've seen with TORQ, with the IndyCar series, the GT3, the Endurance. It's great to see.
Yeah, it's been a very consistent showing this whole season. It's great to watch. It's always exciting when you got more than 30 cars every race, just duking it out. It's even more exciting when they stick around towards the end of the season, even when they're out of contention.
As Armando Arenz has said, congrats Nathan K in the iRacing chat. Does he know that Saunders can steal this away if Kretchmer is sitting in 13th and Saunders is in 8th?
Who knows? You might not know.
As historically, in the TORQ chats, we're probably going to see a bunch of yapping jokes, as I will, of course, read them as Ethan Halsey internally has begun their drivers' meeting. So awesome to have covered the TORQ SportsCar series this season. So awesome to have the TORQ IndyCar series. And it's great to be back myself, to be honest. I sat on my couch 2 weeks ago, and I was miserable, and I watched that show, and it was great. It was super fun. I missed being up here. It was a good time. And Bryan said I sound exactly the same, which was kind of sad.
Pretty
but
much.
It is what it is.
I was hoping you'd have a new weird voice.
You know, I was kind of concerned that I would. I don't know, but I can breathe. It's great. No signs.
We were going to get a handsome Squidward moment.
You know, yeah, I don't know. Darius Tim's Ethan yaps a lot. That's the first one. We're waiting on another count or another reference of the yapping joke. So, Michael Odell by 0.01. Ricardo Delgado 0.06. This is going to be a great battle. Now,
you know what's real nice, Josh? Being able to type a different name into the pole position instead of Miguel Colon for a week.
Right. And it's Miguel Colon jokingly created a poll on the TORQ Discord a couple weeks ago. And he said, postpone the race by a week. Because he can't race, obviously. He's not here tonight. He could be there next week. And he was trying to petition to get everyone going. Because believe it or not, he is fourth in points. He's only 32 down. And I think what, Brian? That's with missing 3 or 4 races at the beginning of the season. Yeah. It's bananas. That's because he's won every single other race. It's crazy.
You know what we can do here?
He won in Spa, won in Mugello, won in Suzuka, but he won't be winning tonight.
Let's do this real quick. We're going to get rid of this graphic. And let's pop this up. Let's see if this works.
We're going to take a look at something. Do you got something else to blow my mind with?
Put Miguel Colon in there in the third slot. I don't know if he was going to be able to make it, but that's 6 entries, 6 wins, or 5 wins, 5 podiums. He only did not win one race he was here for. And
that was Road Atlanta, I think, that he was unable to win. And he finished 5th that night. So that's math is apparently really hard right now. 14 points that he lost if he theoretically would have won. So that would have been what? 10 points away after missing 4 races. That's bananas. I can't get over that. I'm excited to see next season. The calendar is TBD for TORQ, but of course we'll have it featured on our calendar at some point when we figure it out. We take a look at the starting grid for the finale of Season 6. Michael Odell and Edgar Ruiz on the front row. Then it's Ricardo Delgado, Cody Crosgrove, Ramos Coxon, Daniel Saunders, Sandoval Padovani, the top 10. Starting in the 11th position, championship leader Corey Allen, Jose DeLeo, Nathan Kretchmer battling for the AM class, Schofield, Dime, Diltz Rivera, Al Crudo, Rakana Coffey, 320th. In 21st, Dan Carrito, Josh Stoltz, Armando Orenz, Jeff Cartwright, Dion Tovar, Morgan Smith, Darius Timms, Matt Schlosser, Matthias Ezekiel Macrimini, and Will Roberts through 30th. 31st, Omar Esvito, Ian Bacadis. Shout out Zach Goddard. This was his first couple laps on this track. You're doing well in 33rd, my friend. Eli Sasak, Chris Wilkie, Wilton Palermo, Ed Boyles, JP DeFino, Fozzie Fazzillo, Luis Ortiz, and Michael Pacheco in 41st. 41 cars getting ready to take part in this 45-minute feature race. And I don't know if I should contain my excitement, but it's we're not going to know who won until the very, very end, of course, when we tabulate points. And we're going to buckle our seatbelts and put our hard hats on, Brian, and our gloves and our glasses. We normally do that at a NASA race, but I think it's necessary here.
Especially at this track. I mean, if you don't have experience on this track, it's a hard one to drive. I mean, some people in the chat were saying, I think it was Jess, track's narrow. It's just a little bit over 2 cars wide. You'll get a lot of contact when trying to pass here, especially in Sector 1. Coming around through all the S's. It's a little rough. Is you'll get somebody driving wide, and they go wide, the hole opens, I can go in there, and you're instantly right into another turn. And that hole closes real quick, and there's contact, there's people sliding through the grass. It's a little bit of chaos.
41 cars, 45 minutes, and we've got 2 championships hanging in the balance. On the front row of the grid is Michael Odell, along with Edgar Ruiz. And seatbelts, hard hats, glasses, and gloves. And thank you for joining us on ASN as we get ready to go green in Alton, Virginia, to crown a couple champions tonight in the TORQ SportsCar Series. We go green in Virginia, and Odell got a great jump off the line compared to Ruiz. They were side by side, nearly touching before we even began the race. And Ruiz had some wheel spin down to turn 1, 3 wide. Coxon inside. Ramos makes up 3 spots in turn 1. Crosgrove, we're 3 wide. 1 car in the middle. It's Delgado squeezes. Coxon across. 2 more involved. 1 car involved as well. I can't catch. And it was across the track. Massive crash exiting turn 1. Who's involved? Do we have a championship competitor? Zach Goddard around. Macedas turned around. Morgan Smith involved. Will we have a yellow flag potentially? We saw this massive crash at Road America a couple seasons ago. Coxon, Fazzillo, Wilkie, Macedas, Odell Ruiz, full course yellow.
Oh, I was hoping for it because I was going to say my timing screen on the right side of my monitor, it is going bananas.
I apologize for kind of missing that as well because it was all over, Brian, on lap 1 here at VIR.
It looked like, you know, the scene in the Matrix where all just code's going. That's what my computer just looked like. Just all the timing. This person crashed. This person crashed. I'm going to have to filter it down. I'm just going to need to look for crashes only.
I want you to take a look, if you can. Lead with Carlos Ramos into turn 1 because he sent it and made up 3 spots in turn 1. And I'll take a look even off monitor before you even pull it up.
Oh, my God. I got like
deep on the brakes.
13 people crashed.
Crosgrove and Coxon touched.
I'm going to try and find it.
Oh, okay.
Who am I looking for?
So let's go to Ramos. Ramos or Delgado. And I know what happened. So Ramos sent it. And he had to hit the brakes. It caught Delgado out. Coxon and Delgado net-coded. And yeah, let's pick this up on this shot. Coxon and Delgado net-coded. We got 1 other car off in the back before that even happened. And then Coxon comes across. Or sorry, not Coxon comes across. It was Crosgrove that got Delgado, which got Stoltz. You can run this full speed. Let's just let this play out. I could yap all day about it, but there's just so much going on.
Well,
1 car sideways blocks the entire track. It's like Road America all over again.
I have an idea. We're just going to run through while we got some time. We're going to run through just watching some of these incidents. We got time.
We had 1 car.
We'll hit on boards. We're on board at Miguel Crudo.
El Crudo, I just pulled up on my own monitor. He came across on somebody. It was Austin Diltz.
He got hit in the rear?
Honestly, his incident there probably saved him.
Yeah.
From getting caught up in this mess.
He's out of the mess. Let's hit Coxon next.
Massive crash.
I got like 12 of these.
Wow. I wish I could give you very good journalism as to what's happening, but there's just so much happening. Yeah.
Yeah, Coxon just got turned around and used up.
And Delgado coming across, that's really what caused all of this. Because the grass is obviously bumpy. They made contact. And I want to get an update. Where is our championship battle? So Ruiz, Ramos, and Allen, they are all good. But where is... Let's see. Delgado with massive damage. Did Saunders get involved in this?
Saunders
he did.
Yeah, Saunders got involved. I'll go look at what happened to him. We'll go back on board him.
Oh, he was caught up right in the middle of this.
Yep.
Oh.
His car seems okay. He's probably got some front end damage, but nothing crazy.
No, I don't think there's any suspension damage.
Yeah, I think he's okay. He was
wow.
Very tight on the brake through the whole time, just really controlling the car. He knows if he gets involved in that, his night's over. His championship run is over.
We're going to have to keep an eye on Saunders. He's now 22nd overall.
We're going to hit Chris Wilkie.
Currently,
this is some of the backfield accidents.
I'm just taking a look. Currently leading in AM is John Daniels after the incident.
Oh, my God.
And Delgado's stopping in the middle of the track. Just...
I mean, yeah, he's holding his brakes. I mean, it's unfortunate. That's the most predictable thing to do. You got 35 cars trying to drive around you. I mean, I wouldn't fault him for holding the brakes.
As Ethan Halsey, apologies for being a little silent. Halsey's coming across. Race control. Austin Diltz, Bryan Coxon. And Crosgrove. Unsafe rejoins or avoid. I think it was avoidable contact. I think he said a pass-through penalty. on the restart. Apologies, like I said. We will not have our graphics featured at the top for those penalties, so I was trying to catch them. But we'll just have to...
Here, look at this, Josh.
Josh
This looks
happy.
like when a pool cue hits the all the balls and it just goes
And breaks
spread
it.
out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
And
See that one back there, the Chris Wilkie incident. There's no reason for that. I'm gonna run that one back one more time. I mean,
I didn't even see it, so apologies for me. I'm
just
looking at
take
a
a-
different feed.
watch the internal feed here. I mean, you guys got the incident. Why are you speeding up?
What is...
Okay,
I...
you're speeding up, and what are you doing? You rejoin, and here we go. Let's just drive into a car.
Yeah,
Let's go back live.
as we've lost Austin Diltz, as he's not happy with the penalty call. He has parked it. Yeah, so I tell Ethan Halsey before every show that I always call it as I see it, and I want to question why throttle up when you see smoke. That's racing 101. You hit
Yeah,
your
when you
brakes,
see-
you back up.
Especially when you see that many cars sideways
Yeah,
and
when
around,
the-
you
the
know
track is blocked,
you know
the
they're
whole
gonna
field's
pull
crashing.
The caution. The caution's going
Yeah.
to be pulled.
So Ricardo Delgado has disconnected. Diltz has disconnected. So lights are off atop the safety car. And John Daniels in his first start, as he just said, for dum-dums like him, what's the restart procedure? That's what he said over voice chat, I promise. He's fifth overall, first in class, leading an AM. Odell, Ruiz, Ramos, Sandoval the top four. Corey Allen sits in the 6th position. Nathan Kretchmer in the 8th position. Way down the order is Zack Saunders. Unfortunately, we don't have live points. But 50 points for 8th, and then it is 20th. So that is...
Go right, man.
It's 22. So that would give... well, Kretchmer's already leading the points, so I apologize for that. So Kretchmer's looking good. Take a breath, Brian. Good thing we had our PPE on.
I walked
Because
away.
otherwise-
I got a drink. Full disclosure.
Otherwise it wouldn't have been a good time. Luckily, I had 3 water bottles with me. Thanks for joining us on ASN. I didn't intend on this to being the Brian and Josh podcast, but when they wadded up in turn 1, we're going to have a single file restart. And what is this? The second race that ASN has covered for TORQ SportsCar, a full course yellow? I can remember.
I think third. I think we had...
Third.
I think this is the second one this season. I'm trying to think back. Did we have one at Monza? No.
No, I don't believe we did. I know we had that schmozzle at Road America.
Yeah, I feel like we've had... This is the third one. Unclear to me.
We could always go back on ASN On Demand later on and figure it out and then make a post. Be a good time. So, let's sit back. Let's take a breath. And don't forget, we got ASN TV USA, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, YouTube. Got some big plans in 2025. We got that website, asntvUSA.com. Shout out to Josh Darnell putting that together for us. asntvUSA.com for any and all broadcast inquiries, information if you'd like to join our team, anything like that. We got some great plans, like I said. 2024 was super fun. And year 13 for ASN, going to be awesome. Safety cars off. Michael Odell will lead us down to the green flag. We restart lap number 3 here in Virginia. Very, very late restart, 55 miles an hour green flag. There's a couple guys in the back of the field not happy as the restart procedure is on the green flag, and they decided to go before that. We've got 3 wide again. One car inside's Parker Dime. On the outside is Corey Allen exiting turn number 1. Kretchmer under acceleration in the Mustang, not having a good time. We're side by side. Odell defending from Ruiz. Ramos sits in the 3rd position as we exit NASCAR bend to left hook turn 4. Odell already defending single file for the first 12 or so cars. Schofield looked to the inside of Rakenna. Corritto now switchback on Schofield. No contact between them. Side by side, Timms and Ortiz for the 19th position. Very clean through the field on this restart. We've lost Brian Coxon in the McLaren. Up the S's. 7, 8, 9 to South Bend, turn number 10 to the Oak Tree hairpin, and Odell leads by 0.4 of a second.
Ooh.
Ahead of Ruiz.
Ramos off track. Or no, that was Dime. Parker Dime just threw the grass. Miraculously got back on it.
And Allen following Parker Dime's line off the road. He sits in the 6th position. We'll keep an eye, of course, all evening long on him because he is the points leader. But right now it's not looking good for him in that championship. And, of course, we just took the green flag, right? But right now I think Edgar Ruiz would steal the championship away like I had talked about. Allen and Dime side by side. Was that a move on the outside? It was when it switched back for Corey Allen, move him up to 5th. On a mission is the 75.
I think we lost Cody Crossgrove that lap.
I think Crossgrove black flagged in the 018 is the only report that I have.
I got it. Cody Crossgrove has crashed.
He's on track. Let's take another look.
He's by himself. Look what happened there.
Was it in turn? Is that NASCAR bend? Yep, it was. Over-rotated, clipped the curb.
Yeah, just a little bit.
And around he went. So now...
we just had an incident with... we lost Wilton Palermo and Fozzie Fazillo both have had incidents.
You know, if I didn't have you, I would not know what's happening. But I pulled it up off monitor. Palermo ran very wide on the exit of the final corner. Off the road, over-corrected into his Vito. Unsafe rejoin for Palermo.
You know what I
gotta say? He took out Stoltz and Fazillo.
I gotta say, I think the best thing iRacing has ever done, and I don't know how much road you race, Josh, but the new grass. It's a few seasons old now, but the new grass really just saved a lot of people's lives. With the old grass, if you touched it, if you were on the brakes, you're going across the entire map. You're gone. The new grass, you can actually slow the car down.
Yes.
And this track
coming from someone. Go ahead, Brian.
This track was really bad for it. You would hit the grass, and there's so much of it. You're gone. You're going through the S's. You're hitting other people. At least they could slow down now.
Yeah, I won't bore everyone with old man tangents from back in the day, but when I joined iRacing in 2011, you hit the grass, you'd be better on ice skates. It was not a fun time. Shout out Josh Darnell. Hi, my friend, hanging out in chat with us. As I don't even know how many people we've got. Wow. Hi, everyone. According to my timing, we've got 25 people hanging out. Does everyone miss me that much? I'm kidding. Welcome to TORQ SportsCar. Final round, Season 6. We got Michael Odell leading. Edgar Ruiz in 2nd. As it runs right now, stealing the championship away. But I want to get an update. Arends and Saunders. They're battling for, is this 4th? 3rd in class. But they're still behind Nathan Kretchmer. Kretchmer's looking good in the Mustang to retain the championship lead, turn it into a championship.
Corey Allen, I'm trying to get around watching Rakenna.
As Corritto behind Rakenna up the S's. Like I said earlier in the Open, you cannot make a move through here. You have to mind your own business. Hope that they make a mistake like Rakenna does! Right side's on the grass, slides it! What a save for Rakenna in the 2. That was incredible.
Oh, we got a nice view from Dan's position. Just
wow,
watching him go.
We're gonna take. Let's just take a breath. I'm trying. This is my first time back in 3 weeks. We're having a great time, and
got a little DRS train here from 15th back to 20th. Look at this. Look at all these guys.
As Schofield, Saunders, Arends, Coffey, Ortiz, Roberts, Cartwright, Alcrudo, Schlosser. So many different cars. Darius Timms has crashed from the 18th position. He comes across into Michael Pacheco. No contact between them. I'm taking a look off monitor to see what happened. He was already crab walking in the 31. What happened to him? Oh, he was side by side with Jesse Coffey in the S's. Overcorrected, slammed the tires, and broke the car. I don't know if it pops up on your feed, Brian, if you want to take a second look at that. I'm looking at Crudo battling Cartwright. This is for 20th.
Darius Timms.
This is the incident. The second incident was him spinning because of the broken car. off the track, overcorrected, and the tires at the worst possible spot, right rear broken.
You got to protect the guy in the little stand there, though.
As Cartwright has held the spot over Alcrudo. Alcrudo was trying to make the spot. We took a look at that battle before we went to the replay, and Cartwright has held it. Odell by half a second over Ruiz, who sits in the championship position. If I recall correctly, this will be his second championship if he holds it, but Corey Allen trying to pass Sandoval like they battled in Daytona, and Sandoval off the road saved it.
Hey, it's like I said earlier, that whole section of the track, it's so tempting to try and pass there, but just set yourself up for the run on the final turn there. Just try and pass there.
If you can stay on somebody's rear wing through the S's, you might be able to send it down to Oak Tree Hairpin, but that's, to be honest, that's wishful thinking.
And down in here, too, it's possible to pass here. It's terrifying. You're going downhill. Your brakes don't function as normal when you're going downhill.
As we've lost Fozzie Vazillo, and Zach Goddard has disconnected as well. Just an update on everyone.
Zach Goddard had an incident a couple laps back, and I think that was it for him.
JP DeFino, we've lost him as well. So a couple of guys dropping out early on here. Lap 8 of 26. And this, we talk about racing the track a lot, whether it's Rallycross, whether it's the GT3s, and this is one, and I know we've talked about it 900 times already, but it's racing the track. You can't worry about anybody else. What I want to worry about right now is Zack Saunders and Armando Arends for 15th overall, as they have, I think, swapped places. And Saunders was looking good for that championship, Bryan, until that incident on lap 1.
Yeah. Same with the Arends. I mean, both of these guys being back here, that is doing Kretchmer wonders. Kretchmer's up in 10th. He's definitely got the gap just sitting up there. He just needs to finish above both of them. His night's done. Pretty much just run safe. You got 5 positions you can lose. I wouldn't be pushing the pass or doing anything crazy. Kretchmer, just run the safest race you can run.
And if you're Edgar Ruiz, do you want to win the championship in style, or do you want to follow Michael Odell home? You've got a 1.2 seconds over Ramos. You've got a further, let's call it 4 seconds from Corey Allen. Very comfortable, as Dan Carrito has passed Norman Padovani. Padovani slipstreaming. If we can pick this up, this is for 11th between Carrito and Padovani. Padovani in the Porsche behind the McLaren of Carrito. Looking drivers left is Padovani, maybe spooking Carrito into a mistake potentially. But the New York driver hangs on to it in the 320. Hoping for some good luck for Saints and Sinners. While JP DeFino has disconnected, unfortunately, his cars have ping-ponged into each other the last
That's like 3
or 4 races. Yes, I don't remember what happened in Suzuka. I think were they clean in Suzuka, or did they crash?
No, we were clean in Suzuka. I mentioned it to Justin. I said, they've had a history of doing it. Let's see if they can survive. And they stayed away from each other the entire race.
So, John Daniels has been passed by Jose DeLeo. Not a big deal for Daniels in class-wise. Certainly going to help Kretchmer get a couple more points and solidify that championship lead. Ian Bakatis and Eddie Boyles. Eli Sasak in the 9, having some issues in the Ferrari. If we can pick this up, this is for 24th between Sasak, Bakatis, Chris Wilkie in this as well, along with Ed Boyles in the 88. Couple guys down the order, battling away. We've got Rakenna and Schofield. Pick a battle, Bryan, because I could be all over the place. Rakenna, Schofield, DeLeo, Daniels. And how can we forget about Ruiz trying to hunt down Odell? A lot of stuff happening.
I was doing some quick math back there. I was trying to see like where they all finish. Right now, as it stands, Ruiz is the champion. Ramos is in P2. Allen. Allen would be in P3. However, if it stands and Ramos can pull the fastest lap, Ramos would win. It's 2 points. Fastest lap gets you 3.
So you're saying that if Ramos gets fastest lap, that would sneak the championship away from Ruiz?
Yes.
That's awesome.
It would be 601 to 600.
Oh, it reminds me This is an old man tangent. I'm rewatching a bunch of NASA shows for our new intro video. That's all I'll tell everybody. And I'm rewatching all these races, and I'm reminded about how the heat races helped points that way. That's going to be incredible. How fastest laps and pole positions and torque would help potentially steal a championship away. And we've seen Carlos Ramos be fast. Obviously, 1 races this season. We'll just have to wait and see how that develops. Right now, oh gosh, Bryan. Right now, they are identical on lap times for their fastest laps.
Yeah.
1 minute 46.333 between those two drivers.
That was their last lap. Fastest lap, Ruiz still has about a 10th on Ramos. 145.5 to 145.64.
I'm glad you corrected me.
Yeah, their last laps were fully identical.
I'm still going to blame being a little rusty from my surgery, so apologies if any mistakes are made.
Do you want to know what I really want to see? I'm going to pull it up.
Bryan.
Look at these position changes. That's going to tell a story. Look at all
Corey
those.
Allen, I'm taking a look. We are taking a look at this. Allen last lap, 1 minute 46.5, 1 minute 46.6 for Sandoval. We take a look as this field scrolls and just how drivers are up and down.
Positions. That's...
Allen, is that up 6?
Yeah, Allen's
Allen?
up 6. He's up to 5th, yep.
An impressive run as he's trying to win this championship, but we talked about in the Open how sometimes the championships are won on the bad days, but it's not looking good for Corey in the 75.
The only people who have not moved this entire race are Odell and Ruiz. They are where they started. Everybody else has shifted around.
So we begin lap number 10 here at VIR. Michael Odell leads, Edgar Ruiz second, Carlos Ramos in third. Right now the championship hangs in the balance with Edgar Ruiz. That Ferrari is complaining under acceleration in the 80. If I recall correctly, I think this, if he seals it up, this would be his 2nd title. And forgive me, but I can't remember what the last title was that he won. I think he won GT3 when they had the prototypes. I could be wrong on that. But he's leading in the championship right now. But if Carlos Ramos sneaks that fastest lap, it's on. And Corey Allen trying to find a way around Sandoval. He got a great run, Bryan, off of turn 6. If we can pick up the battle for 4th between Sandoval and Corey Allen. He has nowhere to go through these S's as they match lap times the last time around. Allen trying to find a way around Parker Dime as well. We got 2 Mustangs behind a Porsche through turn 10. Down the hill, off the road is Sandoval to 11 and 12. Oak Tree hairpin, Dime to the inside. Allen sees him coming. Opens the door. Not what Allen wants. Allen takes the spot. Looks like they net-coded off the corner.
I don't
Allen
think they
holds
net-coded. I think they full pushed.
So, about halfway through here in VIR.
That is not points. That is supposed to be points. That's flags.
Welcome to ASN. I promise. Quality journalism is what we do. As Bryan, I think we want to take our last ad break of the season as we're a little bit we're halfway through. You're not going to miss a thing here at VIR. We're going to go ASN nonstop. We'll be right back.
You're so interesting.
I love your browser history.
I like that you're not hiding anything from me.
By the way, I sent the address. I like your neighborhood.
You are so special. This ad is just for you.
I learned so many things from you.
You are so generous with your personal data.
Switch on privacy, switch off trackers and viruses. Go to NordVPN.com. NordVPN. Safely be you.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits in the world. Go head to head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join the race or host tournament with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Absolutely be doing what he has to do. He has to go for the championship. He has to recover the points that he lost. He's down, takes the lead in the 12. What a move. And he takes the lead and holds
Side by
it.
side between these two in turn one. This is going to get spicy.
Exiting turn one, over the jump to begin the first lap, clogging the inside line. McLaughlin contact between them. They are still side by side. This opens the door for Wetz. He can't make anything happen. From the 26, he has not won in quite some time. Dragster acing the entry to turn one, up and into the inside of Magnus, gives him a nudge. The grip strip on the inside, Phil. Wentz had a little bit better run, but looks like we welcome you back to round 12 and the final round of season 6 of the TORQ SportsCar series here at the Virginia International Raceway in Alton, Virginia. With Bryan Sawyer in the production truck and also next to me in the commentary box, my name is Josh Mertz, live on the Automotive Sports Network. As just a reminder, cameras all season for every series on ASN, brought to you by Whiplash SimCams. Be sure to check them out at facebook.com/WSimCams. And thank you, Andrew Cardinale IV, for your camera support. And if you like what you see tonight, be sure to like and subscribe to the Automotive Sports Network on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, and YouTube, and ring the bell to be notified of our live streams as we have the schedule popping up shortly, along with our short-form video content courtesy of Jess Rakowski. If you'd like your content broadcasted or if you'd like to join the team, asntvUSA.com for all of that information. Bryan, let's pull up programming notes, and then we've got a couple of things to go over through the ad break that have happened. TORQ Endurance, round 1, the 11th of January. That's going to be super cool at Daytona. We've got the new series on Saturday evenings. You'll have myself and Bryan Sawyer for that, I think. There's going to be some guys popping in and out. It's going to be a lot of podcast kind of coverage. We've got the iRacing Rallycross Strength of Field races. Bryan's going to be handling those on random day. Well, he's got them dated, so we'll figure it out then.
They're all on Saturdays. It should be in 2 weeks. Might be in 3 weeks. We'll see what I can get together.
Officially, I am announcing that NASA Rallycross is back for, gonna be what? I don't even remember. Season 32 of Supercars? Close enough. On the 23rd of February for Futures and Lights, Contenders on the 24th, the World Championship on the 1st of March. Commentary teams to be solidified soon, but I know it's going to be myself and Bryan for the World Championship. That's going to be super cool. Evan McFarlane can make it 4 consecutive. That's never been done in the history of the World Championship. Bryan, you're going to lead this brigade. What happened during the ad break?
I think we had Jose DeLeo have an incident. Or he didn't. Yeah, he caused an incident.
Parker Dime
caused the incident with Jose.
He got
DeLeo.
penalized for this. On driver's right is Dime, while on the left now, clipped the dirt, started to lose it, off the road, and poor DeLeo for another race involved in an incident. That gave Dime a drive-through penalty. We had Norman Padovani and Dan Carrito make contact. I don't know if you can pull that one up as well.
I can.
As this was exiting turn turn 2, down to turn 3, NASCAR Ben. Padovani on the left, Carrito Well, Corretto now on the left, Padovani on the right, and Padovani looks like that was net code between them, and Corretto off the track in the 320. We don't have to pull the graphics up, but I just want to remind everyone it is a winner-take-all scenario in the Drivers' Championship in the Pro class between Edgar Ruiz, Carlos Ramos, and Corey Allen. If you're just joining us, there was a massive incident on lap 1 that resulted in a full course yellow. Edgar Ruiz is leading the race and leading the championship, but if Carlos Ramos sneaks in the fastest lap, he would win the championship. And in the AM class, we've got Nathan Kretchmer out front by a decent margin over his nearest rival, which is Zack Saunders. We take a look at that graphic momentarily.
Josh just spent 30 minutes on these today. I'd like them to be shown.
You could broadcast with the graphic up the entire time if I care. They're gorgeous. I want to shout out, I don't want to butcher the first part of your username, but Gonzalez in chat pointed out and confirmed that it is a second championship for Ruiz if he closes it out tonight.
June Gonzalez.
Thank you for that. You know what? I've been gone for 3 weeks. I don't know how to read. Welcome to ASM, Quality Journalism.
It's his name.
You know it's Gonzalez. You know what, Bryan? I'm glad to be back. It's been a great time. So, let's get an update on the running order here. Michael O'Dell will begin lap 17 now. He set a 1 minute 46.0. Second place is Edgar Ruiz, 1 minute 46.6. 1 minute 46.7 for Carlos Ramos. Fastest lap, if I can look here.
Oh, we got
Is that right?
Am I here?
Is that Ruiz?
First off?
I can hear you.
Okay, you can hear me. That's all I care.
I can hear you.
I felt like I just got moved out of Discord. I heard some noises.
Nope. I can hear you. Michael O'Dell, well, Edgar Ruiz has fastest lap by 1/1000th of a second, if that's correct. 1:45.510.
Eli Sasak.
Eli Sasak in the 9. What is happening to him?
I don't know. Did he have a second incident? Okay, we're going to go back and look because I just saw him driving incredibly
That car was broke.
slowly.
Oh, down the hill. He outbroke, nearly hit Ian Baketa, sacrificed his own car, broke the right front. The car number 9.
Ugh,
Ouch.
Yeah. Oof.
He had to tow back to the pits.
Yeah, you're done there. Especially if you were involved. Actually, let's see if I can find that. How many people still have their fast repair?
Can you pull that information?
I could see it. Yeah, I could see. Okay. Looks like actually not too many people. Yeah, I don't. Wait, does anybody have it left?
O'Dell leads Ruiz by 4 seconds. Just an update for the race lead.
I would say it's split half and half. Half and half.
Nathan
people still
Kretchmer.
have their fast repair.
Kretchmer has a 5-second gap over Al Crudo for the AM class lead. Kretchmer looking good to hold that and take that championship. We've lost Eli Sasak. He has disconnected from the session. Now from Carlos Ramos, he pits. And you know what's crucial here? We'll see if he takes tires, but that's tricky. Do you want to take tires?
No.
You can't.
We've learned previously in the series, no, you do not take tires. It's too short of a race. It might help a little bit, but there's only 11 minutes left. These are 2-minute laps. That's 5 laps. Is your tire really going to help that much in 5 laps that it's worth the extra 10 seconds?
As Ramos pits, Kretchmer pits, Rivera's in the pit lane, and O'Dell has pitted as well. So O'Dell exits. He just now hit the pit exit line. He's 27 seconds behind Ruiz. So Ramos sits in the 3rd spot. The Christmas tree has lit up. Corey Allen back to 4th. Sandoval 5th. Raquena to 10th. John Daniels flying up the order, as it will even out shortly here. And Ruiz, I caught off monitor, was nearly in the grass in the 80, but he saved it. As the tension building, as Ruiz leads by 28 seconds. I expect him to respond. And he's hoping, of course, for no issues. Pit lane speed, you have to hit the limiter, have to get it down to the speed limit before the pit lane entry line. And we'll wait and see to see if he can retain the 2nd spot over Ramos, because if I look at that now...
Let's show everybody, Josh, what you mean by Christmas tree. Because you
gonna
say
show
it all
everybody.
the time, and nobody ever sees The Christmas tree.
So this is that. It's a little fourth wall breaking, but that is the internal screen we work on. And on the first lap of the race, when we say Christmas tree, ladies and gentlemen, it is red and white and green and blinking, and it goes crazy. Ruiz pits in the 80.
All right,
and then when you have races where your graphics are a little bit messed up and they're too high, everything blinks and breaks. Really a good time. So Ruiz is pitted. Odell will pass him. Now, will he smoke the tires on the exit of the pit box? Odell to the lead. Ruiz second. Where is Ramos? Nowhere close.
Ramos got the speed, though.
Ruiz holds the spot. His last lap, Ramos, 1 minute 49.5. All he can hope for is getting a fastest lap at this point.
Yeah.
To seal this championship, steal it away. Matthias Ezekiel Macromini black flagged in the 34.
Speaking of fastest lap, I'm just going to pop who has the fastest lap.
I think it's Ruiz. I could be wrong.
Yeah, it is
1 minute
Ruiz.
45.5. So this 1 minute 45.510 for Ruiz, 1 minute 45.511 for Michael Odell.
Wow.
For Corey Allen, entered as the points leader. You're trying everything you can and hoping for a miracle. Edgar Ruiz behind Michael Pacheco, trying to put him a lap down. And off the track goes Pacheco in the 25, way off the road. He comes back in front of Ramos. No, he hits the brakes and stays out of the way. Good move for the 25.
Say, he just became a torpedo. I was waiting for him to come right back into
Well, if it was the old grass, like we talked about before the break, he would have been ice skating. It would have been terrible.
Ed Boyle's back here trying to catch up
Omar's
to
Vito.
Yeah.
Chris Wilkie.
Yeah, Chris Wilkie's a lap down in this situation, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Apologies there. We're not catching that. Michael Odell.
God, they're all going off the side there. It's terrifying.
I'm on the edge of my seat to see what the lap times are going to be for the rest of this race. Because if Ramos can sneak this out, that's the most tantalizing thing as a driver that has gone for championships and you are on the outside looking in. If you can get this right and get that and steal that at the last bit. Think about Lewis Hamilton in 2008. Felipe Massa won that race, thought he won the world championship. Lewis passed Glock in the final corner, and Felipe's dad smashed the garage wall. Yes, it happens. You got this DRS train on feed here. Cartwright.
Can these cars fuel and tire at the same time?
If I recall correctly, yes. I know in IMSA in the real world, the rule is that they can do that now.
Yeah.
I know in the World Championship, I don't think they can.
I know in iRacing they can. I don't know if this has the rule set that they can do that. As if they could have, it might have been worth it for Ramos to take the tires, knowing he's not probably going to pass Ruiz, and just try and throw down that fastest lap. But I don't know if he knows the point situation that in depth, where he's at and what he needs. But I certainly know when I'm racing with some teammates, we know exactly where each other are and what needs to be done to
referencing, I guess, an impromptu little interview about the group therapy race that we ran, were your teammates telling you where the Saints and Sinners boys were? Because I know our team was talking about for the race lead.
I'm screaming at you guys, I need you to win.
You're welcome, by the way. Wasn't expecting anything there. Was expecting to be crashed on lap 1, like I said in my interview. But it turns out that we had a good time. So, back to TORQ action here, boys and girls. And the last lap for Ruiz, well, he's going to end lap number 20. Let's see what he runs. He's holding the fastest lap. It's actually Carlos Ramos in the catbird seat, but he ran a 1 minute 46.4. So he's got a second to find in the 993. Or, dare I say it, did anything happen to Ruiz?
I mean,
because
he's only a one second up.
I was going to say, the gap has been shrinking.
It's
so
1.1. Ooh, El Crudo passes Kretchmer.
I wouldn't even worry about the fastest lap at this point, Brian. If he can see him, go for it on track.
Yeah.
We got 4.5 minutes left in the championship. The AM class still looking good from Kretchmer. He sits in 9th in overall. He's got a couple spots ahead of Zack Saunders in 11th. What a run for Saunders. Used his fast repair, fixed the car, but I don't know if it's gonna help him necessarily. It's a 13-point gap. He would have to have something happen to Kretchmer. But Carlos Ramos was half a second up on Ruiz the last time around. So this championship is not over, boys and girls. I apologize that we've been harping on this fastest lap. I didn't think that Ramos was going to be gaining like he is. The gap is 1.3. We don't want to discredit Michael O'Dell because Bryan, he has run a wonderful race from the lead.
Hold on. I'm doing quick math. So we got Ruiz at 5:35 right now, right? Say he passes Ramos. Or no, okay, Ruiz is in second. That's correct.
So if Ramos passes Ruiz,
so
though.
If Ramos is at 5:38, passes Ruiz, gets second. That's 65. That's 603 points. And he doesn't have the fast last lap right now. So that's 603 for him. If Ruiz gets third there, so that's 535 plus 60. Plus the 3 points, 598. Yep, that would be it. So that fast lap means nothing at that point.
So will Ramos win the championship if he gets by Ruiz?
Yes.
First of all, I'm going to roast you. Because you know how in my intros for NASA I go over previous winners. Ramos off the track!
That solidifies it.
That is a driver.
He might lose another position there, too.
That is a driver, and it has happened to me. You get so laser focused on the task at hand. You make one slight mistake, pushing over the bounds of the car. And we've got 2.5 minutes left, and that might be it. I was just about to talk about you roasting me about a math equation during a NASA show. You just did a math equation properly. So I guess both of us have done that now.
Yeah. The only thing Ramos can do now is fastest lap.
Oh. And did he lock up? I'm taking a look off monitor. I think he was just so laser focused on trying to keep up with Ruiz that he just drove it off the road.
Yeah, he just. Ugh. I mean, they've been going tires off there the whole time. I think he just went a little too far off.
So now, if you're Ramos, you've got 2 minutes. According to timing, we've got 4 laps left. That can't be right with nearly 2-minute laps. So we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, we definitely don't.
With 2 laps to go this time.
Yeah, the timing definitely guesses. They always say it's an estimation. Keep track of the flags.
So
I don't have a camera on.
This
Barney
is the white flag.
We're on the
white flag for O'Dell. One more time around here at VIR, and all Carlos Ramos can do is hope for the fastest lap. This won't be it. He's got one last shot to make it happen. He's got to make a 1 minute 45.510 or better in this last lap. And Edgar Ruiz, who's sitting in third, we took a look at the stats. The underdog in this championship after Corey Allen had the issue through this race in qualifying. And Ruiz trying to take his second championship in TORQ competition. Through the S's for the final time. Don't want to discredit Michael O'Dell. He's led from the drop of the green flag.
I am so happy
what a run
he's finally
for the 97.
He has been so good all season and just been involved in so many terrible incidents that usually weren't his doing. It's so nice to see him finally win one.
The pace has been incredible for O'Dell. If I recall correctly, his first podium was at Spa, and that was just 3 rounds ago. So the 97 looking very good. Ruiz sitting in second. Ramos and Allen battling, and this is going to be for the bridesmaid spot.
It's not looking good for Ramos either. He's 1.2 up on his fastest lap right now, so that's not looking like what he needs.
A couple cars in front of O'Dell having a battle, but through the final sector, final couple of corners for Michael O'Dell. An incredible increase in pace in the recent weeks for the 97. He's going to come off the final corner. A little bit of a twitch in the 97, but the Porsche is going to get it done. Michael O'Dell will win at VIR, and unofficially, Edgar Ruiz will steal the championship out from under Ramos and Allen. Of course, we'll get confirmation in the post-race. Ramos in third, fourth is Allen, fifth is Sandoval. Ends the season after second place in Daytona, fifth in Virginia.
Daniels' first-time winner, I believe, in the AM class.
John Daniels wins in the AM class, and it'll be Nathan Kretchmer, unofficially, in the AM class, winning the championship.
How many people are we talking to tonight, Josh? The whole field? I think we're doing an
conversation.
Ad break. I think we're doing an ad break before we do interviews because we need to get these points situated. So
Corey Allen burning the house down despite not winning the championship. I like the sportsmanship. Everybody having fun here in the TORQ Sports Car Series. What a run for Michael O'Dell. Ruiz, unofficially the champion, will get points through the ad break. And Michael O'Dell's got his pops in the chat, giving him some praise. I promise I'm not going to cry. My dad used to do that myself. Me. As
Mom and Dad in the chat. Yeehaw.
and Mike's got both parents. That's awesome. Hope you watch this back, my friend.
Corey,
That's
what
awesome.
are you doing? You did not win this race.
He's doing the NASA bit, celebrating for losing a championship. Chris Wett's always used to do that back in the day. All right, Brian, you run this brigade. You can take us to break if you'd like. We can get those points settled, and we'll have some chats afterwards.
Before we do
Up
that,
to you.
let's hit the results.
Take a look at the classification. For the finale, here at VIR, Michael O'Dell with the victory in the Porsche. Edgar Ruiz, unofficially the pro champion. Ramos, Allen, Sandoval, the top 5. John Daniels, I think this is a win on debut. I sit here wondering if it is. He finished 10th in his first race at Suzuka. So from 10th overall, I'm not sure where that was in class, but I digress. Rivera, Alcrudo, Kretchmer unofficially the AM champion. Saunders, DeLeo, Requena through 12th. 13th, Schofield, Ortiz, Schlosser, Arens, Cartwright, Dime, Corrido, Padovani, Bacatus, Boyles, Coffee, Macramini through 24th. Roberts, Tim, Stoltz, Esvito, Pacheco, Smith, Wilkie, Tovar, Crosgrove, Sasak, Palermo, Goddard through 36th. 37th, Fazillo. And then it's all out of order, apparently. Fazillo, Coxon, Defino, Diltz, and Ricardo Delgado in 41st.
Oh, yeah. Did Diltz get disqualified? Why is...
I'm not sure.
Yeah, why
it's
is...
listing him as 40th.
That is an interesting...
So,
look at all
classification
these guys.
settled. I didn't even catch this up. Look at this. I'm going to, at the end of this season, and ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching back on demand, you guys have put on a hell of a show over the past 12 weeks, and this community has welcomed us with open arms. Some of you have joined us over in NASA. It has been a marvelous time covering this series. So much fun, and the community that you guys have, it's awesome. Love being a part of it. Brian, are you going to toss us to a break here, and then we'll get points settled?
We got to get the points settled, so we're going to go to break. We'll be back. We'll leave it on these guys burning out, and we should have some points when we get back.
We'll have some chats with some winners afterwards as well.
You're so interesting.
I love your browser history.
I like that you're not hiding anything from me.
By the way, nice IP address. I like your neighborhood.
You are so special. This ad is just for you.
I learned so many things from you.
You are so generous with your personal data.
Switch on privacy, switch off trackers and viruses. Go to NordVPN.com. NordVPN. Safely be you.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Absolutely be doing what he has to do. He has to go for the championship. He has to recover the points that he lost. He's down the race, takes the lead in the 12. What a move. And he takes the lead and
Side by
holds
side
it.
between these two in the terminal. This is going to get spicy.
Exiting turn one, over the jump to begin the first lap, clogging the inside line. McFarland contact between them. They are still side by side. This opens the door for Wetz. He can't make anything happen. Open the 26. He has not won in quite some time. Dragster acing the entry to turn one, up heading to the inside of Magnus, gives him a nudge. The grip strip on the inside, Phil. Wetz had a little bit better run, but looks like Rocky's going to hold the spot. We welcome you back to the post-race show for round 12 of season 6 of the TORQ SportsCar series here at VIR. Doing things a little bit differently. We got some points coming up, got some interviews. Bryan, Sawyer in the production truck alongside me. My name is Josh Mertz on the Automotive Sports Network. Hang with us as we still got some fun stuff planned. We know how long we're going to be here. Now we're going to figure it out. And we're going to have a chat with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like 7 guys. So it's going to be the Bryan and Josh podcast.
Do we want to go over
All over
points
again.
first, or do we want to talk to them first?
Let's have a chat with everyone, and we'll use points to close it out, Bryan.
All right.
Whenever you're ready, my friend. Our first chat will be with our AM class winner, John Daniels, in car number 02. Finished 6th overall. And you let me know, and we'll be good to go.
6th overall, you said?
Yes, sir.
Everything got unsorted during that, so...
You got him on here. He's all good, so whenever you're
All right,
ready.
bring him up.
Cool. John Daniels, it's Josh and Bryan in the booth. You got us?
I got y'all. Y'all got me.
I got you, my friend. That normally interviews are full of questions, right? But I have 2 questions for you because this race has been so crazy. First of all, first lap chaos, and then walk me through your race. The floor is yours.
Oh, I got swamped at the start. I mean, Porsche behind me got the jump, and I'm panicking because I'm watching this Porsche just go zoom right past me at the turn one. I'm thinking, oh God, what am I going to do? Next thing you know, it's like, okay, he's fine. Then this big wreck, poor Bryan, him and that Corvette and that Porsche just got together, and I was lucky to get the damage I got. I got a little bit of damage, and God bless this Audi, but it is a very fragile car, and I was worried from that. Then after that, we just worked on. I was trying to ask different people, like, how bad's damage? How bad's damage? Because I'm thinking I got it worse off than I did. Then on the restart, I just got swamped again. I need to work on my restarts, but I when I realized I was in the AM lead, it was like, oh, I've got something to lose now. I got to tiptoe, and that almost cost me. Then about third of the way through the race, I got in this Mustang sandwich. And I knew I was as soon as I got into the pit window, I pitted because I knew I was going to need that fast repair, and never looked back. So,
As looking at my timing screen, 6th overall, and Miguel El Crudo was 8th overall, about 4.5 seconds. So you had a pretty decent gap to second place in class, my friend. I think this is your second start from the spreadsheet that I looked at. I think you had an AM class podium in Suzuka, and this is a second start, first win. So, anyone you'd like to thank for the victory tonight?
okay, I got a list, so I'll try and keep it short. First and foremost, big sponsor on the side of the door, Find Love or Die Trying visual novel game on Steam, $4.99. Sunseeker Games, producer of the series. PRM Rim Protectors, got to thank Ethan and Co. for putting on the league. Michael Odell and Ian Bakaitis for the more or less team that I'm allied with. Yeah, I'm just overwhelmed. VIR is my home track, and me and the Audi have fit like a glove somehow, some way. And so I'm just thankful to be here. I don't think I have it on the banner itself, but oh yeah, it is on the banner if you ever look back up. Top 10 free chalky milk. I'm applying it to class because I'm a pleb, but anyway, class victory, free chalky milk. So there you go.
That's awesome. Alrighty, my friend. Good run tonight, and will we see you for the Endurance Series in a couple weeks?
Yes, that's the plan. Me and Josh Stoltz have got a Ferrari hypercar lined up, so
that kid's super fast. You're gonna have a great time.
He's a great friend of mine. I saw what happened to him, and I'm just heartbroken for him because he's a good dude. He's a fast guy, and I'm excited to work with him in the prototypes.
So excited for that. Good run, my friend. We'll see you in I'd say a couple weeks.
Hopefully so, and hopefully next time we'll be in the booth with more free chalky milk.
Take care, my friend.
Have a good evening. Y'all take care and be safe.
We have our second chat lined up, and this one's not going to be as fun. It's going to be for Corey Allen, who came in as the points leader and exits. I think it's unofficially third place in points. Corey, it's Josh and Bryan. You got us?
Yep, I can hear you.
I hate having these interviews, and I have to ask, coming in as the points leader, you have a game plan, right? And then it all falls apart. And I just asked John, I had two questions. Talk me through the turn one chaos, and then walk me through your race.
Oh, well, at turn one chaos, I'm happy I didn't have a good qualifying. 'Cause I probably would have been in that, knowing where I would have qualified. But I thought the championship leaders took each other out. 'Cause I've seen that happen so much in real racing that they just take each other out because they're both too aggressive. So I'll just kind of drive through it. I don't know. I just got real lucky with how the cars went because earlier this week it got taken out when the car was going the other way and me choosing the wrong way. So I'm happy it worked out here. And then getting around John, I let him go. Kind of want to risk, ending my day early.
As I talked in a NASA show, and I've talked previously on TORQ shows, that the championships are won on the bad days. And I said this to Kieran Lifflander when he lost the world championship in NASA. I said, you make one or two mistakes this season, right? You get so close to that championship, but you realize the mistakes that you made, and you're able to fix those for next season. And the pace that you've shown this season is incredible, my friend. So I just want to commend you on that. And despite the mistakes that were made, to be third in points, 6 away from the championship is incredible. So is there anyone you'd like to thank for the P3 in the championship?
Everyone at EHM, talking me through Daytona. 'Cause I was about to wreck the car at Daytona on a lapper. He wasn't. Ironically, the guy who I was lapping is going to be my teammate next year. But I about spun the car trying to get around him, and they calmed me down. So I appreciate that. I like to thank my mother for dealing with the not anger, but like the frustration, like me getting a little bit loud after getting taken out, something like that. But yeah, that's pretty much it. It was a lot of very fun this season. And thank you to you guys for broadcasting. I love watching them after the races. So yeah.
Right, my friend. Thank you for that. And will we see you for the Endurance Series in a couple weeks?
Yes, you probably will. As long as it doesn't conflict with anything, I should be good.
All right, my friend. Despite the championship defeat, you've had a great run this season, and excited to see what'll happen next season, my friend. So we'll see you then.
Yeah, appreciate it. I had a lot of fun this season.
And we will have a conversation with third place man, second in points, Carlos Ramos. Carlos, it's Josh and Bryan. You got us?
Hi. How are you?
I'm great, my friend. I want to ask you, coming so close to the championship.
Yeah.
I've asked the same questions as everybody else. I said, walk me through turn one. That move that you made, first of all, in turn one was bananas. Walk me through the rest of your race, but specifically for you, you got so close to Edgar. I think it was on that last lap there. You dipped the right sides into the dirt and it was over. So the floor is yours.
I don't know what happened. I just
At least
take
you're
the
honest.
inside and I don't know. I see crash in the back. I don't know. I see the first yellow flag in the history, I think, of TORQ. So I don't know. I just have fun. Really clean racing. All the season was great. I don't know what is the result of the championship, but
Unofficially,
it was close. Yeah.
you are second by 5 points from Edgar.
Whoa, nice. Who won? Edgar.
Edgar. So we were talking because if you would have gotten fastest lap and finished behind him, you would have won. Or if you would have passed him, regardless of fastest lap, you would have won. So that's why I was wondering what the thought process was when you ran off the track.
No,
yeah.
He's part of the
Did
team.
you know what was going? You didn't know about the championship then, I'm guessing.
Yeah. I know that the championship points are very close, but I don't know the result at the end. He's a fast guy and he deserved the win. He's part of the team, and I practice a lot with Edgar Ruiz. It was a great season. I want to thank everyone that formed part of TORQ Racing League, and all my teammates from Sim Racing PR that practice and made me come back. I was retired from like 1 year, so this was my first season after that. Very good. I think I will race the other one.
I was just going to ask you, are you going to run the endurance series? So
Yeah.
good championship, my friend, despite coming oh so close. It's great to have that feeling when you jump back into the car after a hiatus and then you're suddenly quick and you get so close, and it's motivation to take that next step.
Yeah.
So
Don't quit. I don't want any TORQ. I don't get the first place, but I finish in the top 5 almost every race, so that's great. I keep racing and accumulating that points.
All right, my friend. Good season, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks.
Yeah. See you later, guys. Great streaming. Thanks.
Thank you, sir. Take care. All righty. Who do we have next? We have race winner, Michael Odell. It's Josh and Bryan. You got us?
Yeah, I got you. How's it going?
It is going well, my friend. I'm trying not to, I promise, make this all about me, but when I saw your parents in chat, I almost wanted to cry because I never had the opportunity for my dad to watch me live, and I lived, what is the phrase? Live vicariously through another. It was awesome to see.
Yeah.
I got a couple questions for you. I mean, you had a great start, and you were not involved in the chaos in turn one, but I wanted to hear if you looked in the mirror and saw everybody crashing and having a good time behind you. And then, yeah, I mean, you just drove a perfect race, my friend. Talk me through it.
Honestly, with the start at turn one, the biggest thing was I'm like, I know Edgar has the engine. That Ferrari is scary on the straights, and I'm just like, I just got to get the jump. I just got to get the hit off the line. And then the second we took off, I'm like, perfect. I got the hit off the line. We go into one. I ran a little bit wide. I'm like, okay, we got it sorted. And then I didn't even look behind me and realize there was anything that happened. I saw Delgado drop back, and I'm like, okay, he maybe got loose. Just look straight ahead. Don't worry about anything behind you. If you see someone in your mirror, don't worry about them. And then I saw the yellow came out, and I'm like, oh no, because that meant he was gonna get another hit at me into one in the restart. So once I saw the incident, as you guys probably saw a lot better with the bird's eye up there, I'm just like, okay, 6th gear, save fuel, just get reset. And then I hear Ethan go, hey, the green is not on leader's control. And I'm like, oh.
crap. Because I was waiting for him to just have a little bit of a nudge at the line. And you saw how much I moved to the right just to be like, hey, let me have at least T1 for this lap. I'll give it back next one if I have to.
Yeah.
And then from there, once I realized that I had the drive on the exits and that it held reasonably well on the straights, was pretty much just optimizing the exits and making sure that I wasn't close enough to be within striking distance from him, especially on the back straight, because that thing's scary on the back straight. You just see it where he's a half a football field back, and then by the corner, he's already pretty much at your quarter panel.
Two more questions. One quick one is, since you were out in the lead and you were running your own race, I mean, how difficult is it to stay focused at this track? It just seems, obviously, the corners are unrelenting, the S's, the oak tree, you have the long back straightaway, and then plot twist, left, right, corkscrew style corners. So I guess talk me through your thoughts on the layout of the track.
The layout isn't hard to get a groove. It's the biggest part is keeping yourself mentally in check to do lap after lap after lap, because the biggest thing was that there was a few times that you saw I would get loose, and I was trying to find another tenth or more to try to really increase that gap and give me more cushion. But the problem is when drivers try to build that gap, they overdrive, and then when they get loose, they lose the time and go, oh shoot, I need to get the time back. And it turns into a perpetual cycle of, I need to get time back, makes a mistake, loses time, I need to get time back, lather, rinse, repeat. So once I found that groove and I realized it held, the biggest thing mentally was just telling myself, just do the lap again. Just do the lap again. And every lap, I would just tell myself, just do the lap again. And then as I did the lap again and again and again, the times did fall, but the positioning of the car was as close as I could put it to lap 1, lap 2, 3, 4, 5, and onwards, to where I was hitting the marks, and as the tires dropped off, I kept hitting said marks, and if I needed to back up a brake zone, I'd back it up and do what I needed to do. But the biggest thing was, as I hit traffic at the end there, it kind of knocked me a little off my run there, but good news is got it regathered and didn't have to deal with really any crazy traffic that threw off that flow through the race. So
I've got one special guest question that was submitted in chat through your pops. He says, ask Michael about his upcoming Super Tour season.
So last year, we ran a Spec Ford as a test bed because I do go-karting, and we did local, regional, and whatnot. And I told my mom and dad in end of 23, I wanted to try to see if I had enough of a driver performance to do cars. So in 2024, I worked a bunch of overtime, spent probably, if I wasn't at home, gym, or work, I was on the rig. So I spent, I think it was 550 hours this year, or 520 hours.
Wow.
Just turning laps. And in any car, any track I could, just to get the technique, getting it where I can hop into a car in a fixed setup and just figure it out and deliver a good performance. And with racing the Spec Ford, we did 4 weekends, 8 races. We did 4 wins, 5 podiums, and the other 3 were, I think, 9th of 10, 17th of 55, and 22 of 55. Because Road America was a 55-car grid because of prep for the runoffs and the Super Tour, as Road America is the current one on the roster. So for this year, we are running the Super Tour, which is SCCA's basically NASCAR equivalent of grassroots for tier ranking. Like, if regional was your ARCA, Xfinity would be like your majors, like I ran last year. With the Hoosier Super Tour, it's broadcast, which I will be making sure that our TORQ League gets links to watch that. I will be posting that all weekend if I get
That's
the chance. As they do have broadcasting and timing. And that is, you have it where if you can run well with the guys in Super Tour, you are pretty much, you could run well anywhere. Because the way the Spec Ford requires a very specific driver to be fast, as well as, I think it's the top 15 or 20 on average of a 60-car weekend are within a second of each other. They're all just they've grown up around the car. There's a few guys that are IMSA drivers that will come back to the car because it's such a well-known proving ground for them and for seat time.
That's crazy. That's awesome. That's
So,
super exciting.
We will be starting in March. I think it's the second or first week of March. We'll be starting at Road Atlanta.
That's awesome. Good luck, my friend, in that. That's super cool.
Thank you very much, sir.
Last question for you, my friend. Anyone you'd like to thank? Because we talked to you at Spa when you got your first podium, and the pace. Bryan and I talked about it throughout this race. That your pace has been wild, incredible, whatever adjective you want to use. So, anyone you'd like to thank for the victory tonight?
I'm gonna thank my mom and dad every time, because the amount of times I've had it where throughout the 2024 season where it's been, I don't know if I can do this, I don't know if I have the speed to be able to compete, or I don't have this, that, I just did any doubt. Every time that's come up, they've been there to say, look, you've done this enough, you know how to drive, just go out there, do what you can, you know how to find those laps. And it's amazing. It's cool to have it where you could tell your parents with a straight face, hey, I want to do race cars as a career as you're turning 23, and they go, you know what? Let's give it a shot, see what we could do.
That's awesome. If you two are still hanging out in the chat, I commend you. That's awesome, supporting your boy like that. Great run, my friend. And I'm assuming you'll be back when you can for TORQ, but
oh, yeah,
if I don't speak to you, good luck.
Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Take care, my friend.
Take care.
All right. We got two more. We don't have Edgar Ruiz, but we do have our AM class champion, Nathan Kretchmer. And this time, Nathan, remember in Monza how you won, and then we didn't know if you won, and then you actually did win. We know that you've won the championship this time. And I've got two questions for you. One, how was turn one? And two, talk me through your race.
Whew. Yeah, I'm glad that we know I've won this one fully, 100%. So thank you. First of all respect to Armando Orenz and Zack Saunders. Great fight all year. Turn one. I'm very lucky. I qualified on the inside. I got there. I was riding the bumper of Corey Allen. And I mean, I didn't have any problems. I stuck to the inside. I slowed down a bit. I saw everything happening on my left. On my right, it was just grass. On my left, just a bunch of smoke. It was like you could put a line in the middle of my dashboard, my windshield, and you just see smoke on the left and grass on the right. I didn't have any problems. I had no damage, luckily, and I was able to pass Zack Saunders, and that's kind of what allowed me to take the championship. Turn one, I did not expect to be pacing. Just want to say that came out of nowhere. Okay, talk me through my race. It started out good. I got behind this Porsche the whole race. I'm watching the broadcast. I'm right behind it right now. That pink and purple and white Porsche.
I think he went off in front of you too. I could be misspeaking. He went off in front of somebody, but yeah, behind Raquena there. Sorry, go ahead.
I have no idea. The first stint before pit stops, I made my way up to the lead in AM class, excuse me, and I was 7th overall. The guy in the Audi, I forgot his name, he had to pit because he got a penalty, I think, for wrecking Doleo, or he just pitted early. And I passed him. I was in the lead of the AM class for the entire time until after pit stops. I just see him fly by. I was kind of pissed about that. With about 5 minutes to go, Miguel Colon, he catches up to me, and I let him by. I did not want to fight him. Saunders was 2 positions behind me, separated by Doleo in between us, and I didn't want to fight. I didn't want to risk anything. I know that right now I'm 13 points ahead, and I've already done the math. I'm already outscoring him. Let him by. I cruised the checkered flag, and man, it feels amazing to win this championship, dude.
Awesome, my friend. And it was It's impressive to see because it was up and down for the AM class this season. If I remember correctly, DeLeo was an AM class driver technically. His teammate was as well. And then they were winning a bunch of races, and then they got moved, and then suddenly you're thrust into this battle with the Wrens, and then Saunders comes out of nowhere, and it's just, I couldn't imagine the stress of, am I racing this guy for a championship, and the next week I'm not, and it's just all over the place. So I want to commend you. And last question I have, anyone you'd like to thank for the championship?
Yeah, this season was crazy. For the championship, who I'd like to thank, I'd obviously like to thank you, Timothy Odell. I see you in the chat. I'd like to thank my mom. I'd like to thank Drew Colbreth. I'd like to thank me, myself, and I. No teammates, all myself, just all the effort put in, and it paid off well. And all the guys back at the shop at Kretchmer Competition for Performance. What a year. Up and down, but we got it in the end. And thank you guys so much.
For sure. You're going to be running the Endurance Series in a couple weeks?
Yeah, I'm racing for Dylan Clark's team. I'm racing the #1 Mustang, so you'll see me there on the 11th.
That's appropriate. #1, winning the championship. Alrighty, my friend.
Hell yeah.
Good season, good championship. We'll see you in a couple weeks.
Thank you so much, man. Have a great one, y'all.
Thank you, sir. Alrighty, Brian. I don't think we have Edgar Ruiz, unfortunately, our pro class champion.
We do not.
But impromptu. Hi, Ethan. How are you?
I'm doing good, Josh. How about you?
I'm doing great. So we were teammates last week, and you go from driver to commentator to league owner. And I have no questions for you. I'm going to toss it to you, though. The floor is yours on the season, the champions, the momentum of TORQ, the plans, whatever you want to say. Because I'll tell you, and I said it earlier, I've told it to you personally, the growth of TORQ, the trajectory of TORQ, it's incredible, my friend. So I just want to hear from you. Whatever's on your mind, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Josh. We at TORQ have been incredibly pleased with the outcome of the season. I think this is probably the best season we've had yet. Just fantastic car counts, fantastic driving all around. It's great to know that you build something good enough that we calculate out. We've had 100 different drivers come through our fold this season, so it's great to just know that you built something that 100 different guys will gladly take time out of their Thursday evenings to come race with us. It's truly an honor. I've loved every second of it this season. Definitely a lot of people to thank, though. I'd like to thank everyone who's raced with us this season. Everyone's been fantastic. Everyone's been great. I really feel like we've built a great community here of some fantastic drivers, great talents, very respectful. It's just been great. I'd like to thank all the members of my admin team as well. Chris Wilkie for all he does, Dylan Clark, Stephen Ryan, Nick Vincent. Without them, most of this would not be possible because I definitely can't run a nearly 40-car field every week as a one-man show. So definitely want to give shout-outs to them. Definitely want to give shout-outs to you guys as well here at ASN for the wonderful job you guys have done covering us for the past 3 seasons and hopefully many, many more. I feel like our partnership between us and ASN and even over on the NASA side where I've been able to race and commentate a little bit as well has been fantastic, and I've loved every second of that as well. But yeah, overall, I feel great. It's been very grateful. One thing I will say, this should, fingers crossed, be my last race in race control. I am going to be back in the car next season, and I am very much looking forward to that for sure.
That's gonna be exciting. Like I talked to you before the race. You want to have an opportunity to drive, and then you want to have an opportunity to race control. So whatever you decide, of course, you jump in the car and have a good time. So, like I said during the broadcast, which I'm sure you'll watch back, I just want to thank you for the opportunity for NASA, ASN, and TORQ really to all come together and be this one giant community, I guess, hybrid community that's come together. And whether you help us over there, we help you here, we all come together, we're teammates when we drive. It's the friendships and the partnerships and whatever it is marvelous, my friend. I just want to congratulate you on 100 guys in a season. Bananas. And that's 12 weeks. That's wild, my friend. So excited for the Endurance Series in a couple weeks, and I told the viewers that it's going to be the Josh and Bryan podcast with some special guests, so maybe we'll see you there. Who knows? But congratulations on the season. Bryan, you got anything for Ethan?
100 guys. That's an impressive number. That's all I got.
Yes.
Yeah. So, alrighty, my friend. Like I said, congrats on the season, and can't wait for the endurance season to start.
Absolutely can't wait either.
Alrighty, Brian. That's the post-race show is about to wrap up. Let's go over the championships, as we have lost.
We stayed so long, we lost the connection. There we go. We got something.
There we go. Let's get some cars on track or some pictures. There we go. Let's take a look at the championships, and then we'll go with some programming notes and all that fun stuff. So, Edgar Ruiz by 5 points over Carlos Ramos. He steals it away from Corey Allen, who drops down to third. Miguel Colon, 100 points away from the championship. That seems like a lot of points. It is, but Miguel only ran half the races, which is wild for the man in fourth in points. David Schofield, Delgado, Odell up 5 positions in the championship after the win tonight. Parker Dime, DeLeo, and Cox in the top 10. And in the AM class, Nathan
I'm going to
Kretchmer.
preface this. These points are right. The arrows are right. The position change broke somehow.
That's okay. Welcome to ASN.
Correct.
Quality journalism since 2012. Kretchmer, Saunders, Arenz, Timms, Chang, top 5. Seguenza, Vasquez, Fazilla, Palermo, Ryan, the top 10. The team's championship was pretty solidified between the Puerto Rican guys. There's like 10 of them, like we've documented. So both teams over 1,000 points. WBM, Midwest, EHM. As it's a lot like NASA, where you've got like 3 or 4 super teams all split into various divisions. So you can see there the Puerto Rican teams, first, second, and 9th. Great run for those guys in that championship. And in the Manufacturers Championship, I'm actually curious to see where we're at. McLaren steals it by 5 over Porsche. Ford, Ferrari, Corvette, BMW, Lamborghini, and Mercedes-Benz hasn't had a great representation this season. Let's take a look at some programming notes before we finish up this season of the TORQ Sports Car Series. We got the TORQ Endurance Series, round 1 on the 11th of January. If I look at my calendar, that is not this Saturday, that's next Saturday. That'll be 8:30 p.m. Eastern. At the Daytona International Speedway, we got the GTPs and the GT3s. I am super excited for that. About 3-hour races. You'll have the Josh and Bryan podcast. You'll have some Josh ADHD commentary. You'll have some special guests. Who knows what's going to happen? That's going to be a good time. We have the iRacing Strength of Field races from Bryan at some point on Saturday nights, as they're all listed there. Bryan's going to be doing his own thing, man. TORQ Sports Car, Endurance Round 2 at Fuji. But the big thing at the bottom, we have confirmed that NASA Rallycross will be back starting February 23rd for NASA Rallycross Futures and Lights. Contenders the following day on the 24th, and not featured on the graphic, the NASA Rallycross Supercar World Championship on the 1st of March. Tracks to be determined, Bryan. That's your job. You got to write that schedule at some point. But there are some fun times ahead on the Automotive Sports Network. As just a reminder, cameras all season on ASN. We're not there yet, Bryan, but I can read that one if you want. If you like what you saw tonight, which one is it, Bryan? Which one do you want me to do? Cameras all season on ASN, brought to you by Whiplash SimCams. Be sure to check them out at facebook.com/WSimCams. Thank you, Andrew Cardinale, for all your camera support. You have been a lifesaver, my friend, making our broadcast look amazing. Now, Bryan, go to the next one.
I want you to read them both at once.
I quit. If you like what you saw tonight, be sure to like and subscribe to the Automotive Sports Network on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, and YouTube. Ring the bell to be notified of our live streams. Let's just call it every day of the week at some point this year, along with our short-form video content courtesy of Jess Rakowski. If you'd like your content broadcasted, ASNTVUSA.com. Shout out to Josh Darnell making that website. That's going to look beautiful in the coming months. If you'd like to join the team, content broadcasted, all of it is featured there. Bryan, give me a final thought on this incredible GT3 Series season.
That was a good race. It's I don't want to say it's a standard VIR race. Track is always scary for what can happen here, especially where it did happen. But incredibly, the whole championship field pretty much made it through unscathed, and that's a little miracle in itself. But it was great to watch the race, and super exciting. Glad it came down so close for both classes. Congratulations to everybody, and we'll be here next season.
I'm very glad that a championship competitor did not get taken out in turn 1. That would have been, I think the Brits call it a damp squid. I did not want a Damp Squid championship battle. And Edgar Ruiz stealing away that championship, it's awesome. I could sit here for hours and talk about how thankful we are. I'm sure you guys have gotten the message of how thankful ASN and TORQ and NASA are with the partnership, so we'll just go with this. As the checkered flag has fallen on the season, from all of us at the Automotive Sports Network, from Jess Rakowski, Victor Valley, Josh Jarnell, Ethan Halsey, Cody Erdman, Justin Robichaux, and Bryan Sawyer, my name is Josh Mertz. As we hope you enjoyed today's coverage of the TORQ Sports Car Series tonight from VIR, we congratulate our Pro Class winner, Michael Odell, and our AM Class winner, John Daniels, our champions, Edgar Ruiz and Nathan Kretchmer. And be sure to join us for round 1 of the Endurance Series in Daytona. But until then, so long, everyone.